Okie dokie. Well, been a while since my last video, and a lot of things are happening, and we're pretty excited about it. So let's get stuck in. So we'll get the boring stuff out of the way first. I never did finish my chassis table. I wanted the legs to be adjustable, so you can turn a screw and it lifts it up and down. But I never did that, and then I got really excited, and I put a whole bunch of stuff on the table. The clever among you will probably know that it's better to put the legs on the table before you put things on the table, but I didn't really do that. So anyways, I finished this up, welded up some nice little adjustable legs with some all thread and stuck them on, and now that's done. Next, I went and I got definitely the nicest car parts I've ever owned. So I got some 15-inch very lightweight NK rims, as well as some Wilwood calipers for all four corners. So I'm very excited to see them on the car. Right now everything kind of just piled up, and they look good beside it, but they'll look better on it. Next up is the roll cage. So I've been quite nervous about this because I want it to look nice, I want it to be strong. And I think it turned out pretty good. Some of these welds are pretty good, so I think I'm brave enough to show them on the internet. Judge me. And then also I was bending up the A-pillar bars, so these took a couple of tries, but I got them looking pretty good, nice and tight to the car. Still quite a bit of work to do, but I need to finish my suspension and chassis design before I can go any farther. So seeing as I'm designing my subframes and control arms and entire suspension from scratch, I had to learn how to do that. You can see I got my upper and lower pickup points there. I'm using rod ends just for space. I couldn't clear my brakes. Before I can do the chassis side pickup points to fully define my control arms, I have to finalize my motor in the rear and the subframe design around it, which leads us nicely into the motor. In the front, I'm using a Nissan Leaf electric motor. In the rear, I wanted to use a 4-cylinder Mazda 3 engine and the 6-speed manual transmission out of a Mazda Speed 3. I'm still going to use a transmission, but I wanted to use a rotary engine. I kind of just had this idea of, let's just go for it. So I was very excited about that. I 3D printed a prototype of the flywheel adapter I was going to use. But now that I've spent a whole bunch of time in CAD modeling everything, there's a couple of problems. The intermediate shaft, the axle, as you can see here, pretty much directly goes over top of the exhaust ports of the rotary. Unfortunately, I'm very disappointed, but the combination of having to do a custom transmission adapter plate and a flywheel adapter and probably some kind of custom axle to clear the exhaust is just a little bit out of my price range, and probably it's less reliable than I would have liked anyways. So that means I need a motor. Turns out my transmission's bell housing bolt pattern is the same as these Mazda L engine configurations. There's a bunch of Fords and Mazdas that match. One of those cars that I'm looking at is this 2010 to 2020 Ford Fusion. There's a 2.5 liter motor that was in a whole bunch of cars, so there's a billion of them out there and they're really cheap. I guess they're often also swapped into NC Miatas, so anything Miata related tends to have a lot of aftermarket support, like pistons, ITBs, all kinds of good fun stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching.